Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Speed Shack Racing. We have a really unfun one today. The truck kind of took a dump on us, and we're going to try to get her fixed in this one. The cluster went out, transmission locked in third. I don't have a tachometer or a speedometer, and when you look into that, there's two things that it could really be on this model. It's a 97 GMC C1500 to all the guys that are out there. The difference in this job in between the C and the K, from what I've seen, is the position of the sensor. The sensor itself should be about the same from what I've seen. So we're going to start there. We're going to replace the sensor. It's a $25 part. It gives you a massive headache. Your speedometer and tachometer both go out. Your transmission will either lock itself in second and third or third, and you can't see your RPMs. So when it happened to me, I was fortunate enough to get it home, get it into the driveway, and be able to kind of do some research and see what all we need to go look at. The hard part for me is going to be getting up under the vehicle. This is a really easy job. Like I said, it's a $25 part. Should come with a little bracket about like that. That way you can bolt it onto your transmission tail housing. And that's where this little sensor picks up its reading and sends it to the PCM ECU. If we change this and it doesn't work, that means it's the ignition module in the steering column, and that's gonna have to be its own video because we got to pull steering wheel, pull part of the dash apart. It's just all the way around no fun to try to have to do that. So we're gonna really cross our fingers and hope that changing this is the answer. I've got probably 33 degrees of usable weather outside, so we're gonna have to bundle up a little bit for this one. It is January 2nd, so to be expected, it's gonna be a little bit cold outside. Should be a relatively easy job. Not sure what all we're gonna need for tooling yet, but we'll just drag a box out there with us and fucking see what we need to get done. So I'm gonna take a quick pause real quick. We'll get some more layers thrown on, and then I can go kind of show you guys what all's happening with it. We can kind of try and test something real quick too. So I'm gonna pause and we'll be right back in a second. All right, well, just to kind of show you guys what it's gonna look like, it's really Suck City, but you'll go to get in. Of course, wheels all kinds in the way. Give it a second, build that fuel pressure up. We got her to start. So one of the things we can test real quick, get yourself a handy dandy screwdriver and that little black box right there. We're just gonna give that some good taps. You don't want to be too hard with it. It's not changing anything for us. In the forums I was reading in, try and get a better angle of this for you. It's kind of hard to do this and record. Alright, well, tappy didn't make a whole lot of difference for us. And as you can see though, we still have the rest of our gauges. Probably gonna need a new alternator soon. It's overcharging. That's fun. But I'm gonna let this thing run for a second, warm up. We'll get it backed out and pulled onto the street so we can get to it a little bit easier. Then we'll jack up the ass in and get under the truck. Hi, buddy. The shop dog. Are you happy, boy? Look at him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. So, what it tells me from going out and tapping on that is that the ignition module is more than likely okay. It felt good through all turns of the key. So the cylinder's still tight. It's still contacting all of its points and what. So we're not really too terribly worried about that ignition module at the moment. I am pretty confident that it's going to be a vehicle speed sensor on this one, guys. $25 part will give you a lot of headache. Now, I've got a bit of a theory on why this has gone out, and I'd be interested to see maybe in the comment section if anybody else has a lowered setup where you're talking anywhere from 4 to 6 inches drop, full C-notch, and running a custom tire profile. A lot of the guys I know that are running on setup as low as me are usually running either 17 or 15 inch rims. I'm on 15s. That way I can have a little bit more sidewall. It's not a Beltec or any sort of fancy. It's just a heat spring dropped front end where the springs have been heated, dropped, and re-annealed. That's the part people don't do that'll weaken your springs. You have to re-anneal your spring. That way your spring is one consistent hardness all the way through. Another thing is because of the tire profile and transmission gearing ratio, it always runs over, right? If you've got a big lifted truck, it runs about 10 miles per hour under. If you have a lowered vehicle, it usually runs over. So I think the constant over revolution to that sensor has been probably the leading cause of why it went out on us like it did, and I'd be willing to bet it's factory original. I don't think that part's probably ever been changed before. So after 20 some years, I could see why it goes out. We'll change it, see if it fixes the problem, and hopefully go from there. Right on, guys, let's get her backed out into the street here. Another thing that I've noticed too is the indicator, the little light up light that tells you where your gauge is or what gear you're in, is gone too. So that's another really fun thing, is having to count how many clicks so you know where you're at. Getting this thing backed out of this driveway is kind of a chore. It's got a real steep lip. There he goes. Alright. Fixing her on the side of the street as the Lord intended. We have a garage. There's not enough room in there. Oh man, that poor stall converter is just struggling. Oh man. Being locked in a tall gear at start is painful. Painful feeling to feel it have to work that hard just to get moving. Definitely hard on your stall converter. Not something you would want to do for a very long time. I drove it home probably 30 miles like this, so we'll hope and see if it hurts something.